Hello, my name's David French and I'm just getting prepared with some paintings for Joan at Art House Gallery on Island Road in St Ives. She asked me the other day if I could explain a little bit about the lifted colour, the luminescence and the exaggerated greens that I use in my paintings and explain how I achieve that. I think the basis to all my paintings is painting plein air, going out and actually being there and seeing it to gather information about colours and so on, but also the experience of the place. I've travelled quite extensively, cycled around sort of France and Italy, did a 4 month trip with my partner Kath. I carried the easel and the boards, she carried the tent. I thought it was fair enough because eventually my bike ended up heavier than hers because of all the boards that I had. But what it taught me painting along the way, especially in Puglia in Italy, we'd come across like a secluded cove and there'd be translucent water below us, but we couldn't stop because of the fact that we had to get to the next campsite. But looking down on that image sort of really took me back to Cornwall and St Ives and the coves and the beaches around St Ives, and I've used that in my paintings, used that sort of raised perspective because it gives you that feeling if you want to be down there, it's almost in your grasp, but you can't quite get there. So it makes you want to sort of like dive into the sea. The way I paint the sea, because that's the main focus really to me, it's the way the sea is. I always start with the basis of like the seabed when I paint, and then build upon that. So work from the bottom up basically, and then on the top there's obviously the reflections of the background or the sky above. But to get that feel you get from the foreground with the refraction, I use dashes of yellow, and it's a combination of different things and marks that sort of bring it to life. Because you don't get that feeling from some paintings I see. You don't get that feeling of what you actually feel when you're by the water and what you actually see in the foreground. So there's actually two vanishing points in my paintings generally. One is at eye level and the other one is, because when you're actually there you're looking down as well, so I try to incorporate both in there, and you actually, because you're looking down on the water, you can see the bottom. And in St Ives obviously the water's clear. I mean, it is green, to me it's green. You go around the country, the coastline of Britain, and you could be in estuaries and it's muddied, the water's muddied. But in St Ives it is clear water, but there's a greenness to it, a nice green to it. So the other thing about St Ives is it offers quite a lot, because there's not just one beach, there's different, you go from Carbis Bay to Porthminster, and then you've got the harbour, the working harbour, so you've got all the boats in the harbour, and also then you've got Porthgwydden Beach, which is quite a nice cosy feel to it, with the cafe being right next to you and families. That's got a really good vibe about it, that beach. And then obviously you've got Porthmeor and West Beach at the end, which is one of my favourites because I spent a lot of time down on West Beach, sort of after 5 o'clock at the end of the day. There's families down there and there's a really good feel to that beach. And then obviously then with the plein air painting you can go on and get away from the crowds and go around to Clodagh Point and onto Zena. So St Ives offers quite a lot from my perspective. It sort of offers everything. It's got the clear water, translucent water, and it's got the people and a working harbour. Which moved me on to actually the next question that Joan asked me was, what is it about St Ives that makes you want to paint it? Well, I think I've already answered that. Basically, it's just such a unique place. there's not many places that offer everything in one place, as well as, you know, the pubs and the entertainment, and also the art scene there. It's got everything. St Ives got everything for me. The other underlying thing with my painting is that there is a touch of escapism with it. I don't know if you've noticed in some of my paintings I'll have either a kayak or an orange dinghy, and that's like a little bit of, it's a nod to escape. So even though you're on a beach, you've escaped normal everyday life. There's an extra opportunity there. If you've got a dinghy or a kayak, you can get away from the crowds and see it from a different perspective. So that's about it really, but hope to see you in St Ives soon. Thank you.